Welcome to the Action Sturge. We're playing Moon Cursors. We're playing Blades in the Dark, and I have a wonderful crew of scoundrels here with me today. Go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves. Start with Paul.
Hello, everybody. My name is Paul. I have the absolute pleasure and the honor to be playing Professor Hamilton Faraway. He is kind of a Victorian-style ghost mage, is how I would like to describe him. He takes part in rituals. He understands the arcane and the ghost veil and all sorts of other ghostly matters. He's very ghost and orientated. I like to stream around. You'll often see me playing D&D on a night somewhere. Most likely you put it on like 7 p.m. EST and I'll be on some dumb channel. But again, I have the absolute pleasure of being here today.
Awesome, thank you very much. Fork Puff. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Hi everybody, I'm Fork Puff. You can call me Maddie. I'm playing Les. He is Duskfall's Casanova, although he doesn't mean to be. It's just that awkward, cute charm to him. He is a hound, so he's really good at faraway sniper shots. And yeah, he's kind of gloomy and grumbly and crabby, and maybe that just adds to the charm.
Excellent. Les
Is more.
and and Eddie.
Hi, I'm Eddie or Mordcake. I'm playing Sloane Bernadotte III, bit of a thrill-seeking noble, newest member of the gang, or soon to be at least. Mostly a bit of a thrill-seeking idiot in this part of town, but yeah, he tries. He tries.
Excellent. All right, and so last we left off, you guys had finished up a pretty daring score, transporting some armaments into behind protest lines, and tangling with not only the Silver Nails, a highly skilled mercenary group, but also the military, the Imperial military a little bit as well. But all that's in the past. We'll say maybe even a couple weeks have passed, and you guys have been recuperating from that, healing your wounds, and maybe unwinding by with your vices. But we sort of zoom in on you guys today, in the hideout, this cold, dank, subterranean hideout, somewhere in the tunnels that run beneath the city, and you guys are sitting at your rickety table, and the newest member of your group is sitting there, and let's go ahead and see what that conversation looks like, or what that looks like.
So, what are your very particular set of skills that you think you could, contribute to our endeavor here?
Well, I would say I'm quite a smooth talker. I have my reputation, of course. You do know me, the Bernadotte family, correct?
Oh, yes, quite so. Very
Um,
good. Person of stock.
Now, is really quick, Sloane, are you the gambler of the family, or is this like a family thing?
We all have our vices.
And just in the circles of high society, would those vices be known to other people, sort of in that circle, or?
If they're not known, there are certainly speculation. Say the least.
Okay.
We are the weird part of nobility that probably shouldn't be part of the nobility.
So you're the wild buck of the Bernadotte. I have heard things. My wife has come home sometimes from her sessions at the book club, and she has spoken of your family. And I think your auntie attends, and they do often, speak of you in some way. So it's a pleasure to meet you. in the flesh. I
Oh, it's
see.
all right. My aunt is she's a right bellend, honestly. Not quite right in the head, that one.
Oh, I can drop all the bullshit. Thank God for that. So I hate talking like that, but you're speaking to nobility, so you have to put on some airs. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Actually, you say you're a smooth operator and you have ties and nobility. That's obviously incredibly useful. I've certainly used it to that effect. What else?
No, that's about it. Yep. Well, I did track you down. I only had your name.
I think you also single-handedly, to add to your list of accomplishments, recovered that boss lady from what I would imagine were terrible odds. So you'd have to tell us more about that. And managed to get her out of that situation through ghosts, through the army, and through everything else like that. So, are you also quite smooth getting in and out of places?
More or less. Like thinking back, war flashbacks. Yes, certainly. But you left me quite a war zone to walk through. It was more difficult than I anticipated, with the bridges blown apart and the ghosts. I don't know how or why, but I'll assume we'll get to know later. I'm pretty good at blending into places. I do have one particular sort of skill. I do tend to call when people are lying to me.
So, if I was to say the ghosts were the cause of the foghounds, you would know.
Oh, that's a proper lie, in it.
Yes.
Foghounds are special. I don't particularly like them either, but blaming ghosts on them in this scenario, I wouldn't quite call that their forte in this circumstance.
Nose for the true, very useful ability. Very good.
Les, did you have any questions for this intrepid wanderer?
Thank you, Jacques. Yes, any questions?
Yeah, I'm mostly the whole time there. Les is just swirling he has like a half glass of scotch, just swirling it, listening to Prof do most of the talking because that's typically what he does. It doesn't mean to. It's like old man rambling. So he just sits there and he waits till he's done or there's a breath in and he goes, "Do you smoke?"
What brand?
And I'll flip out. What do I smoke? I think it's just Marlboros. I think I just flip out my Marlboros.
That we did actually come up with a brand, didn't we?
I feel like we did, and I can't find it. It's not. In my
It
notes.
was ages ago. That was a world away. I think that was before you had Joy brought into your life.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there like some kind of tobacco?
It was
Uh,
something to do with
It
tar
was
or something.
something cool.
It was pretty cool for the theme, yeah. It was ages ago.
It was really early on.
Something to do with tar or something.
oh, it's gonna burn my brain.
We're gonna like be looking it up
I may be
after
looking up
the
the
recording.
YouTube.
like-
That's what don't worry about it.
yeah, this specifically cool brand. Insert name here.
Yes.
Redacted.
Well, and since you guys typically your wheelhouse is smuggling luxury goods, right? So you typically have like a little something on the side.
So yeah,
I
do
would
you
assume.
smoke redacted?
Expunged.
Expunged.
Oh, man, it was something like
It was
spirit.
really cool. It was something spirit something.
We actually came up with two, and I remember it now, but I don't remember their names.
Ooh.
Because we came up with two really good ones. Like, oh, they're both fucking great. Like, oh no, excuse me.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Please, whatever, yeah.
You can cuss.
I can't fucking remember it.
But yeah. And then show the carton.
I'll take one out gingerly, put it in my mouth, and lean forward for a light.
Yeah, I'll do the whole cupping, like light it. Alright, I like him.
That's a stellar review. Fantastic. I mean, obviously your actions speak for themselves. I don't really feel like there's any point in prolonging this, and no one has any objections. Ticklers?
Dinkles the
Yes.
Tickler. Wait, what are their names? Hold on. I remember Bloodshot.
we
Bloodshot,
have them all.
Bloodshot, Jebediah, Summerleaf, Dinkles the Tickler, Vinny, Baxter, and Jacques.
Yeah, I think Dinkles is like the leader because it's what the Ticklers are named after. So
Yeah, I think originally Bloodshot was gonna be, but then there's someone suggested in the chat Dinkles the Tickler, and they were like, "Oh no, that's too good."
That was me.
That was you son of a bitch. So, yeah.
yes,
Okay.
and then Dinkle stuck.
I don't believe there are any objections. It is a pleasure. Welcome to the crew. We don't have any contracts for you to sign because it's rather an impromptu kind of deal. But should that change, of course, you'll be known.
Very well. Also, Ticklers. Question.
Yeah.
No, I'm more referring to the name, but I guess we don't speak about that part.
If you need tickling done, it's tickling we do.
Noted.
It's slang in this particular area. You know, you don't see it in the upmarket, but they're meaning something quite different.
Ooh. Yikes.
Plenty of toys. Plenty of toys.
You just see Dinkles in the background, just like actually holding toys.
Toy cars and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you want these, boss?
Put him in the back with the others.
He's drawing a hopscotch fucking line.
It's for he's gathering toys for like props kids, like
Yeah, he's legitimately a decent dad, baby. Like he's
Yes.
got like 4 kids, and he's genuinely a really great dad. So, why do you need to find the extra cash? Okay, so I gotta ask, like, people from our backgrounds typically don't really need to kind of go out there and get the cash. So, like, why are you doing this?
Well, with nobility comes a certain amount of money, and your wife certainly knows. And if you choose to use that wealth for frills and that variety, gets expensive quite quickly. That kind of thing. I would say, I'm like this district part of town, like in debt. Yeah.
As good a reason as anyone must live their life, and you are a young stallion set out on your way. You know, very good. Enjoy yourself while you still can, and of course, yes, you do need the cash.
Hey, Sloan, who's your vice purveyor?
My vice purveyor is the Silver Stag Casino.
Okay, thank you.
I should have said Buck.
book.
But Lester's the Buck.
Yeah, I am the buck, and now Sloan is the stallion.
I mean, look at that face. That's a stallion. That's a Italian stallion face. Look at that face.
Stallion.
That's what that is. I do love your artwork.
It's really lovely.
Yeah, she
It
does a good
genuinely
job.
is.
For somebody who doesn't typically do humans a lot, she makes it work.
Yeah.
It came out way better than I expected.
So, so what would you guys like to get up to?
Well, I think we should get right into it. We've managed to clear some heat by some misdirection, but we're still wanted, ladies and gentlemen. So we should probably keep that in mind.
Yeah,
thoughts?
yeah, behind the scenes, Prof campaign to pin this on to pin last scores events on the Foghounds. so using some of his
Wife's influence.
Yeah, wife's influence. He's able to direct some of the heat to the Foghounds.
There was something I wanted to mention. A certain woman, I think you probably know of her. Can't quite place her name, but she's quite lovely to look at. But she seems like a deadly sort. She doesn't seem to particularly like you lot.
Ugh,
Looks
just
to Lester.
one of many. What? What are you? Ugh.
Well, I mean, it's a
Let-
woman. She doesn't
let-
like
let me-
us.
Let me guess. Valeris. Does that ring a bell?
Actual plain knowledge here. I don't remember her name.
Yeah, that's the name.
Yeah. That seems to be the one, yeah.
Bitchy face, platinum white hair, terrible attitude.
All of those, yes, absolutely.
That would be her. Pay her no mind.
Well, I just want to mention she seemed high up in some places and seemed sort of out to get you guys.
She's out to get me specifically. She doesn't like anybody else that hangs around me, and she won't be getting that close to us anyway.
Your lovers or something?
You're too new to be asking those questions. I mean,
Good answer.
with that answer, you know what that means.
Good answer, good answer. All right.
Oh, at some point, I do honestly want to get that journal she asked me to get at that one place, that club that we went to talk to that one guy.
The ledger.
Like the ledger, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as far as scores go, there is the spice thing, which is smuggling spice into the city from Tycherosi, or Tycheros, and then there's the ledger job. I think that's. There's also. I think Prof needs to get some information on the special ingredient, which is eventually going to lead to a score. And then I think there was one other thing. It's kind of floating around.
The girl in the mansion.
Yes.
Yeah, there's that as well.
I feel like those are we can start off small with at least I feel like we could do multiples of these tonight if we really wanted to. Because I feel like the ledger might be it wouldn't be too hard to get, and then if we want to find out what's going on with the girl and start there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think some of these things you'll be able to gather information on for a potential score later.
Yeah, exactly that too.
But there is a pressing matter that needs to come to your guys' attention, to the crew's attention.
And that is Dinkle's report.
You have received a summons from, what is it, Eleanor?
Ellen, our lady.
Yeah, the contact with the gondoliers, right?
Yes, Ellen. She has put out an urgent request for your attention.
An ally is in trouble. We must away.
Yeah, no, nothing else matters.
We'll hear him.
All right. Onwards.
And so we find ourselves in the waterlogged shack that's falling apart next to some docks who are in a similar state. A single candle sits in the window of the shack, and as you guys guide your boat to these forgotten docks, you see the candle blow out in the window as is customary, and you will enter to see Ellen sitting at the rickety table, waiting for you.
Dearest Ellen, whatever is the matter?
Now, the last time that you saw her, she looked a little bit banged up, but she's looking a lot better. She's making a good recovery, and she seems relieved to see you. Definitely not her normal cold self, I guess, or distant self.
There.
Tsundere self. Yeah. So when she so she'll stand up immediately and greet you and invite you to sit down.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, well, I'll take a sit. Well, no. Sorry, I'm the rebel. I'll be leaning up against the wall with my arms crossed and a cigarette in my hand.
Nice.
Very
What about
That's
Sloan?
what that is like.
Yeah,
I'll take a seat besides the prof.
Okay. And she's going to look Sloan up and down and say, "Who's he?"
This is our new friend Sloan. He proved invaluable on score a while back, and he is new but very eager.
Pleasure to meet you. And I reach out my hand.
She's
Uh-oh.
she's going to look at it like you've just placed some foreign object in front of her, and she's going to say, "Keep your hands to yourself."
Yeah, I'm gonna stifle a giggle or like a chuckle, like a.
All right, tough crowd. All right.
So, whatever is the matter?
I'm glad you came. I appreciate it.
We dropped everything immediately. I had to rush the tea I was drinking. I drank a half on the way. We came over as soon as we heard.
We stopped for pistachio ice cream on the way.
Yes, but we also brought you some.
She'll take it and kind of set it to the side, and she says, I have a job for you. It's for the gondoliers."
Oh, I mean, of course. How can we help?
And so this is part of the entanglement. So this is a
I know this is a sting operation. It's gonna really sting.
so this is the this is the cooperation entanglement. So you do have the option to do this or not. If you choose not to do this, you can forfeit 1 rep per tier, which would be 3 rep total, or you can lose 1 status with them, or you can do the job. But yeah. So she'll say, somebody's been dumping bodies in the channels. Normally, we can deal with this sort of thing, but the bodies are highly unusual.
Do tell.
She says, "I can do better than that." And this she's gonna take you outside the shack and to a small boat that is tied up to one of the docks, and inside the boat is a body.
Ah,
What's odd about it?
It's been disfigured pretty grossly. There are things like it's been carved up. There are like lines carved into it all over, and it's something appears to be stuffed in the mouth, and the eyes looks like the eyes have been like taken out, and something has been stuffed in the eye sockets as well.
I mean, Ellen, your friends in the gondoliers are very experienced with the arcane and the ingredients used in rituals. Do you believe this is something going on?
She says, we're not sure. this is this looks like something ritualistic, but it's just typically people come to us to sort out, spiritual matters or for guidance with some of the occult, but this has been happening daily, sometimes 2 or 3 bodies at a time.
And do you find them in the same area, or are they sporadic?
It's sporadic, but we travel all the waterways, so we see them.
That is a worrying thing. It means that someone is organized ditching them in different areas, and they all come out looking like this.
Some worse.
Oh god.
And
If I may, I'd like to investigate the body a little bit closer. Like, I'd like to see what's stuffed in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And while you're sort of rooting around down there, she'll also say the spirits that lurk in the waterways already are being disturbed, which is bad for business. And we have calmed them temporarily. However, if this continues to happen, we're going to lose control of the situation.
Have you managed to ask these ghosts? Sorry, I just wanted to a second. Have you managed to ask these ghosts about what has disturbed them? You managed to compel them into an answer.
Our relationships with the ghosts are a bit friendlier than that, but we know that they are offended. They won't tell us exactly why, but we try not to push them. We try to coexist with them to the degree that we can.
Different philosophies. Yes, I would have demanded the information, but clearly you are striving for a more amicable solution. That is admirable. Sorry, Lester, you were saying.
So Lester is down in knelt down like almost in the boat, looking at what is stuffed in the mouth. How do you approach that, Les?
I find a really long stick. No, I don't.
I mean,
I'm just knelt down. I'm not touching it or anything. I'm just kind of like at the edge of the dock, just kind of peering, seeing if it's like stuffing. Is it like straw? Is it like some sort of material? I'm not like poking around in it. I don't want to be disrespectful by any means either, but I do want to see like what is going on there and like what could have caused these cuts as well.
Okay.
Would that be a roll, like a survey maybe, or a study? Or would it even need a roll?
I don't think we need a roll just to sort of take a look. If you're poking at it, the most remarkable thing is going to happen all at once. As you're poking around the mouth to see what is stuffed inside of it, it looks like some sort of some kind of cloth, like netting or like netted sack, almost like a tea bag of sorts. And there seems to be something, some kind of crunchy herb or something within the sack as well. But once you disturb the sack, the mouth of the body will begin to grind, and it will begin to stir slightly.
Yeah. So Les will jump back and he'll go, I don't think he's dead.
Ellen will look up at you, Professor, and say, "Hollows."
Motherfucker! What? In the city? Oh god, no! This is terrible. No! This is absolutely awful.
So what am I supposed to do about this? Am I supposed to shoot it? I'm like holding my gun already.
It's it's stirring, but it's not like, it doesn't seem like it has full function of its body. It's moving as much as it can. Its skin has definitely been bloated with water, and it's definitely working at like maybe like 20% functionality here.
Don't think there's any point in shooting it. It might cut off all the limbs that can move, but other than that.
Prof,
Hmm.
what's going
Hmm.
on?
So hollows, unfortunately, are bodies of individuals who have their spirit, their very essence, their soul sucked or taken from them, normally by force. You often see it out on ships where demons and ghosts take over people by removing the previous occupant. They're essentially the Walking Dead. There is nothing left of who they were. This is incredibly disturbing, and if you haven't already brought this to other people's attention, they're going to find it out soon enough. And I know for a fact that certain organizations, very powerful ones, are going to be biting down on this immediately, because hollows are very bad news. Spirits are used in very specific rituals, as you well know, of course, Adam. But just to you guys, this is very bad news. If they're showing up en masse, it means that people's spirits are being used for something, probably something very nefarious, and it normally isn't something good. And if they're just willy-nilly ditching the bodies in the city itself without taking care to dispatch them properly, it's no wonder their ghosts are disturbed. The ghosts are also at risk from this kind of thing,
So how do
not
we
good.
fix it?
Ellen says, well, if you could figure out who's dumping them and stop them, perhaps, or if yeah, I guess that's the only way. Figure out who's dumping them and stop them.
In my opinion, the absorption of spirits leaves a pretty predominant void within the ghost veil, because a light has been snuffed out. When it does happen, it's normally quite noticeable within the veil. If you, Ellen, could cooperate with me, and maybe we could have your experts go into the ghost veil and keep an eye on certain areas, and I do the same, we may be able to narrow down where they are snuffing these candles, these lights out. It won't give us obviously an exact location, but it'll at least give us an area to start with.
We could always do a stakeout as well.
I'd highly recommend two-pronged or even multi-pronged do that with the cohorts. Sloan, I don't suppose you know any people you could talk to regarding the waterways, and maybe people that may know things, any rumor gatherers in your line of work?
I do have one guy who might be able to help at least the information department, but might need a bit of coin or perhaps a deal. Brill is a guy I know. He's a pretty common drug dealer to most, but meets a lot of people.
I just have another question, Prof.
Hmm.
When their spirits are taken from them, does this horrible disfiguration cause that, or is it something people are doing beforehand?
It's hard to say. Some people take great pleasure in inflicting this kind of thing as they are still themselves, and then suck them for all their remaining life. Their essence is taken away. Some people do it afterwards or have some grandeur purpose. I think that the stuffing of the mouth and the horrible disfigurement leads me to believe they were probably kidnapped, most likely against their will. The disfigurement is very questionable. There are lots of uses for flesh that I won't get into, and I'm merely speculating at this point, of course. My guess would be that this is either torture to make them feel excruciating pain, to take a spirit out of them at a greater height of their emotional state, or they suffered after the fact.
I feel like we may be getting into the gathering information phase.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you all seem to have certain methods of gathering information, or certain avenues to explore here. But really quick, Professor, would you like to take a look at the body and see what you can deduce?
Yes,
would you like to
absolutely.
roll an information roll for that?
Yeah, I absolutely would love to do that. So hollows are a very common problem in Prof's history and things like that. So he probably would know a few things. I feel like this might be study because he's referring back to all the papers he's written or read regarding hollows and their dangers. I'm comparing them to the current situation.
Yeah, I agree with that. So go ahead and roll.
Controlled, risky, standard.
Fortunately, I don't think gather information.
Cool.
Yeah, so it just you get limited, standard, or great, but that's all. That's all based on what you roll. So
We have a partial success of a 5.
all right, so 5. So you get good details, and clarifying and follow up questions are possible. So, so the good details you're going to get the stuff that's stuffed into the mouth appears to be an herb that it looks like it's meant to sort of act as like sage, like it stops a spirit from entering or leaving into the body, and so that it can't be possessed. It looks like that might be the purpose of it, and then the way that it's charred looks as though it has been it was used at some point, like a smoldering sage at some point. And then the wounds on the body are not random. They are, as you look over them, they look to be intentional and arcane.
Oh my, this is so much worse than I thought. I thought someone was doing it out of sick pleasure, but the patterning there is most certainly of ritualistic arcane in nature, maybe even demonic. Oh god, this is terrible. It almost
Well, we can scratch the butchers off the list then. That's good.
unless they're using their tools quite right. Yes, very, very right. It's certainly possible they could be doing this to appease some spirit. It could be a cult or something else. The little stuffing in the mouth is meant to keep spirits in and out. It's a blockage of the main avenue of exit. So
Correct.
Whatever weed they have used here has been used for that. What a terrible state of affairs. Poor fellow.
All right, and then as far as gathering information, gathering more information, where do you guys go?
Well, we're going to need to find where I would say a bulk of the bodies are being found. I know it's kind of everywhere and sporadically around this area, but if we can find a main, or I guess more bodies are being found compared to others, gathering that information would help us set up for a stakeout, I think.
Yeah, Ellen will suggest that you go talk to the leader of the gondoliers.
Yeah, Prof would need to do that too, to get his permission to work with the occult experts they have on hand, so they can enter the Ghost Veil and look what's there.
Yeah, what's the leader's name?
See how to say this. Isel?
Isel? How's that spelled?
Eisele.
Talk to Isel, the gondolier's leader. And perhaps, and like you said, Prof, maybe talk to somebody who's arcane inclined as well.
Yes, I'm afraid I'll need to do that. Yes, with haste, ideally. So I do need to speak with Azael as well.
Okay. Sloan, did you want to go with them, or did you want to pursue a different avenue?
I believe going with them is best for now.
Okay. So, so as you guys approach the gondolier's headquarters, which is a large, rather kind of rustic boathouse, adorned with all of the accoutrement of of the gondoliers. So they have like charms and They have interesting like kind of witchy things like hung up around the entire building. And there's plenty of boats docked outside. Looks to be about half capacity though, even with the boats that are out there. So when you guys come up, you'll see some of the other gondoliers, and as you walk in, you're on friendly terms with them. So if they know who you are, they tend to treat you pretty well.
How's it going? Do my pull down the hat, nodding. My lady, no.
Milady. You have a hat.
Yes.
No, you have a hat.
Yes.
And as you enter into Azel's office, you will see she. I mean, it's a nice place, but it's not like lavish or anything. She seems to be of sort of down to earth nature when it comes to possessions and whatnot. But when you walk in, she will stand and shake your hand, Prof, and she'll probably shake your guys' hands as well, Les and Sloan, and she'll say, "Oh, I see Ellen spoke with you."
Yes, we've been informed of the situation. It is indeed very dire. I think Les has some questions as to why, but please, Les.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it'd be really cool if there's like a map already laying out. If I like roll out a map anyway, I'm gonna like be pointing to like all the canals and be like, all right, so what we're gonna need to know here is I know the bodies have been sporadically appearing here and there, but we're gonna need to know where the bulk of the bodies are appearing.
Well, that's the problem. They aren't appearing in bulk anywhere. They're being evenly distributed throughout the canals.
Can we get a radius, diameter, circumference?
How about all of Duskfall?
All of Duskfall?
It seems to be heading that way. So far, they've gotten the north quarter, up near. I'll draw on the map real quick.
Oh, that big circle. Holy
Oh,
crap.
Yeah, which actually encapsulates a couple districts.
yeah, at least a lot to be desired.
And affects many organizations within its scope, yes.
When they first started showing up, it was one here or there. We thought it was odd, but nothing out of the ordinary in this town. Bodies being dumped in the canals, but the frequency and the amount has increased.
Hollow's already a disturbing thought. The fact that the people are putting them out en masse, maybe even designated locations, is a terrifying prospect. I hope that you've been moving them and dispatching them as best you know.
We've been incinerating them, bringing them back to our headquarters and incinerating them.
Very good.
However, we would prefer that it stop.
If you might have a minute, if that's okay. Just pull Lester and Sloan aside. So, it would be remiss of me if I didn't mention this. I think it's a given we should help, but we don't have to.
No, we definitely should help.
So, your opinions? Should
Well,
help.
on you, yes, of course.
Yes, there won't be much gold in this, I'm afraid. So paying off some of your debts might be a bit delayed. I do apologize, but these are very important contacts that I've gotten as very important contacts I got as gold. So this is an important relationship to maintain.
Oh no, I'm fully aware about how keeping friends close. That is no issues at all.
I just we're gonna need contacts all around, and you two being nobility and all, you should have a couple districts covered. I'm wondering, and this might be interesting to go about without Reg here. You think Melissa would know a thing or two? And we could
I-
always bribe her with a date.
I agree with you completely, and if Reg was here, I'm sure he would utter the self-sacrifice necessary to get the job done. He would be, the first to volunteer. And yes, unfortunately, her kind of arcane implements are most likely more relevant here.
Yeah, as much as I love the gondoliers, they're not providing us with the information we need. And I feel like Melissa, as creepy and disturbing as she is,
Now they
is
can
king of us.
they can keep you informed of when they find the newest one or when they found the most recent. If you wanted to check it out, check out the drop site, or if you wanted to check out any drop sites, they can supply you with that information. But it should be noted that it's definitely because they've been trying to figure out who this is too that's dropping these bodies, and they have eyes all over these canals, and they have not been able to figure out who's doing it.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking we might need to get an outside contact in. At least, like I
Yes.
said, Melissa might be the best bet we have. I'm not going to Valeris. She's gonna have me raked over the coals because I haven't got that fucking ledger for her yet.
I have a person I know I despise with a great amount of being who may be supplying some of these herbs, but I would most rather not enjoy his company.
Yeah, to tack
But-
on to that good information from earlier, that's definitely something that he would sell.
Yeah,
And I will cock an eyebrow at you, you not liking somebody. That's odd.
I believe strongly that arcane implements, ghosts, demons have a great amount of danger. And if they're not properly maintained and implemented, then their use is more danger than harm. And this man sells them to anyone who had coin, regardless of their experience or lack thereof. It's caused numerous deaths that I am acutely aware of. By just selling arcane devices, charms, and other things to people who believe they do something else, or most disturbingly, selling ghosts in jars, which is where we keep contained ghosts. And if they're not properly maintained or cared for, they can be unleashed and normally take their anger on the closest thing.
For note-taking purposes, what was his name?
His name is Flint.
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 And I mean,
is
if we
Puff's
have
rival.
to, we can go to Valeris. It seems Sloane, you seem to be getting in well with her. You said she's beautiful. You can have her.
I don't think
Hmm.
she's I think she's interested in another man, my friend.
She seems to have a type, and I don't seem to be that type.
Yeah. Run.
Sorry for taking away from your time, Ellen. We just wanted to convene and think about several avenues of how we're going to help. If possible, I'd like to speak with. Do you have a group of elders who practice the arcane around your base of operations here, or do you just have the chief or something? I'd like to combine our resources, if possible, to look into the Ghost Veil.
She nods and she says, "You're welcome to look. I haven't been able to find anything."
Oh, so you yourself partake in the arcane, yes?
She says, she nods, yeah.
Wait, is this Ellen or Azelle?
Azelle, sorry. They
Okay,
they
yeah.
kind of have the same voice.
Yeah,
I've
I was
realized.
like, which one is this?
They also begin with E, I think, is also adding to the confusion.
Yeah,
But no,
the
it's
E's and
fine.
the same voices. It's got me thrown
Oh, that is disturbing. Normally, when a hollow is created or a spirit is dispatched, just like the stars in the sky, a light is put out. So, when a ship goes down in the sea, it's normally known whereabouts it died because many lights go out at once. Is it because they're only going out like one at a time? They're just hard to spot, or do you reckon there's something hiding them? What's your feeling on it?
She says there's a few places that I cannot see into the veil, which may be the places that this is occurring in. However, if that's the case, then this is even more troubling.
Agreed.
Question: as someone who has not exactly experienced in the arcane, but would it be possible that you're not seeing these lights extinguish because maybe the souls are being kept preserved in something, or
If the souls were locked away by some form of charm or locked inside some container, they would still be gone. They would reappear when they were unleashed upon the world. If they are in something else or used for some other purpose that still requires their essence to exist, then the lights would still be there. But normally, when a spirit is sucked out of a body, there is a blip. A bit like, if you'll see something in the distance that kind of just looks odd. It will ripple in the water, and you'll feel it more than see it. But it's pretty evident when it happens, especially in close proximity. So, Duskfall, in terms of proximities, it's pretty close together. Normally, you can feel these things happen out at sea. So
She
the fact that
says,
we can't hear them is terrible.
there are certain places within White Crown that are obscured to me. There are certain places around Duskfall that are also obscured.
I'm afraid I cannot tell you why in White Crown. I know why, and you'll have to trust me that some of those areas are best left unveiled.
And she says, and I will note that the Spirit Wardens have been completely remiss in their duties to address this.
Which is incredibly disturbing. I mean, Ellen said that the ghosts were. I mean, we have different philosophies of how to interact with these ghosts, but in your philosophy, these ghosts you say are disturbed. They are unhappy. Were you able to find any more about that?
We've been able to quell them for the time being. However, it takes resources and manpower, which I'm running out of, and do not have enough of to take care of Duskfall as a whole.
It should be in everyone's best interest to keep this at bay, whatever this is, and you are doing the right thing for the benefit of the city and, of course, for yourself. So please do carry on what you're doing, and we are here to help. Any feelings, Les? Any? I feel like I've used the avenues I thought might work.
No, I mean, I say we visit Melista, and if we need to, last resorts, Flint and Valeris, see what they're hearing.
Yes, that would be. Ellis, I don't suppose if you could put the feelers out and look for Flint. I'm afraid I don't keep tabs on his location because we don't quite get along. He's a smuggler. He likes to smuggle in the arcane. If you may even have some dealings with him yourself. It's hard to say how you get your equipment.
I'll speak to Brill about it. You should probably know a thing or two.
Oh, is this one of
No.
your contacts?
There's one of my contacts. It's a common drug dealer. Has a little bit of a corner store. But he knows, he keeps tabs on most merchants, so to speak.
How did you meet him?
Oh, well, that is a funny story. Best left unknown at this point.
Very well. So
And
I believe.
what three words would you use to describe Brill?
Eccentric, greedy, and nosy.
Perfect. Okay. And Estelle will thank you very much for your assistance on this. She has she's thankful for the friendship that you guys share. So she's hoping that this does not infringe upon that friendship.
No. This is you have helped us tremendously in the past. You helped us quite frankly get a good start in terms of this kind of activity. So it would be ridiculous of us to not help when we can, and of course we will put our full might behind it. We are your friends.
And she says, "Hell, I'll drink to that."
Hell
And
yeah.
and she says, if it does look like this will be getting into territory that's too dangerous, pull back and let me know.
Of course, we won't overreach. We are, I think, acutely aware of our stature within Duskfall, unfortunately. But we've tangoed with some rather large competitors, haven't we?
Yeah,
She's,
makes me need a cigarette.
and all right, and she'll let you get to
one
it.
other
Go ahead.
thing, if that's okay.
Yeah.
One of the projects that I'm working on, it's not relevant to this, complete honesty with you, requires what's known as a glowing heart. Now, unfortunately, they have some at the university, but they're under incredible guard and key. So, if possible, could you, while we're doing this, I know your manpower is stretched thin, but possibly put it in the books that is something that I am looking for and will pay very handsomely.
She'll nod, and she'll say, if we hear anything, we'll let you know.
Thank you ever so much.
All right.
Glowing heart, eh? Doesn't your wife have one?
And a beaming smile. Yes, it's very true.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about her? She recently finished this amazing cross stitch of a flower, right? And I'm wearing one on my lapel. Hold on, it's over here.
Always wears the same flower.
No, this one's slightly different, right? It's embroidered with a slightly different thread. She likes this kind of flower.
Looks the less like fucking kill me. What have I done?
I'll just give a little sweet wave and then just keep walking as he walks side by side to you, talking about his wife.
All right. So where else would you like to go? And who's doing what?
I think I was talking a lot there, so lead the way. Right behind you.
So Melissa, I suppose.
Yes, that is probably a good idea.
Sloane, before we go, Melissa is nun, okay, a nun, but
Ooh.
extremely weird and erotic and old
Hey.
and decrepit.
Ah.
Yeah, and she has a thing for Reg. So we're gonna use that as leverage if it means we can get information.
Leverage.
Ha ha ha. Hey.
Leverage. Less is more. So
I think we need to regulate ourselves here.
So
I'm going to say I don't talk a lot. I'm not good with talking, so I'm gonna leave it entirely up to you for a first time. It's your hazing, so Prof can help if need be.
Tremendous
Right.
idea. Well done, young buck.
Righto, first mission, speak with the old decrepit nun that has the hots for one of our teammates. Marvelous. Move on. Okay,
Yes.
alright, let's do this.
That'll
Uh,
be your first taste.
She's also a bit of the. You say that you've signed ghost contracts before, right? So you are familiar-ish with the arcane.
I know a couple of tricks. I don't know the trade proper, but yes, a few tricks in there, here and there.
Good enough. You must know that her cult is very familiar with those kind of things. So I wouldn't advise any, common tricks. If you have your own bag of tricks, by all means, please implement all of them. But they will see most arcane implementation.
She will look into your soul.
Yes, that's exactly that.
With her new cat eyes.
Yeah, she has cat eyes now. I don't really
Now,
want to
now,
talk about
now,
it.
hold on.
Nope.
The
Come on,
first
let's go,
description-
Slump. Nope, can't hear you. La 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 la.
It's all in your hands now. Good luck.
So you guys are so we cut to so we cut to a very nice quaint cafe. Melissa is sitting across the table from the three of you, and she is daintily sipping some kind of mushroom tea, and you have and so she's sitting there. She's blinking slowly, and she's summing each of you up with a single look, and waiting for the first of you to speak.
Oh my god, did you see Eddie's face? Yeah, I think we should all do our faces on how we look at the table right now.
Well, this is quite a surprise. I was expecting Reginald, but I suppose his associates will do.
Well, old Reg is having a bit of a spa day and a bit of me time. So unfortunately, you have to deal with us for the moment. Bernadotte, by the way, Sloan Bernadotte the third.
I know.
And it's like still holding out the hand, like, goody.
She will take your hand, but instead of shaking it, she will sort of flip it over and begin to finger your palm, tracing the lines across it.
As she does, I swipe her hand and I kiss it.
She looks surprised, and she will take out a small black book and begin to scribble something in it, and then she will close it and tuck it back into her chest pocket, her breast pocket, and she will say, "So, what is the nature of this meeting?"
Well, there's been quite a few issues around town recently of the arcane variety.
The bodies in the canals.
Right on.
Strange, isn't it?
Quite disturbing, I would say. That's
Surely you don't think that I have something to do with it, or or any of the other Dimmer sisters.
No. We're here to ask you if you wouldn't happen to know anything about it. We would like to try and put an end to it, and if possible, get some information, perhaps from you, or at least some help, because they have been dumped everywhere in Duskwolves, and it's a bit hard to track with normal means.
And she's going to reach for your hand again.
I gingerly placed my hand into hers.
She will clasp it firmly and pull you forward a bit.
I'll allow it.
And she's going to lean forward and she's going to try to whisper in your ear. She says, "You need me to be your eyes in this darkness."
Sorry, a bit slow on the take. What do you mean by that?
And then if you want information out of this, why don't you roll me something?
Sway, consort. Hey,
Yeah,
hey, come
Yeah,
on, man.
there's definitely a bit of that going on.
yeah. Let's we'll go with we'll, we'll hammer in on the consort. Fuck it, yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
So it's risky control that what we're dealing with here.
You can just put it as risky. It won't matter.
Okay. Ooh.
You point out her wrinkles.
You accidentally sneeze.
Yeah, you sneeze in her face.
Yeah.
So dusty, I sneeze.
Wait, isn't there like an aid or something here? Is that something?
We can give aid. That is correct.
I was gonna offer Reg as bribe.
Oh, yeah, that might give him a D.
Yeah, to give him an extra D. Yeah, when no, obviously he's trying to put on the moves, but he is not her type. I'll be like, Reg is actually really interested in having a meeting with you another day, where you can, if he said he told us, since he's so busy today, he couldn't make it. He wants to make it up to you. If you give us the information we need for having a something of a date another day. Something about cursed objects or something.
So you can suffer 2 stress to give someone aid.
Is that what you want to do? Okay. So you'll spend the 2 stress and then give aid. And what you can do is you can actually just, instead of like an extra D, you can actually just bump up the effectiveness of the thing to the next tier.
So what does that?
So that will take it from a limited effect, limited result to a standard result. So from incomplete and partial information to good details. So she says, "You need me to be your eyes." She says, "But I want something in return." And that's when Les sort of like jumps in with selling Reginald.
No, not selling, offering,
Trading.
Pouring out.
Pimping out.
You
We'll
weren't
send
here,
him on an
Rex, you
escort
can't blame
mission.
us.
And so she'll say, "Oh, it's only a matter of time for Reginald." But
So, you want me to get a meeting set up for you two then, or?
no need. I'll send my cabbie.
Okay, sounds good. Now, what can you tell us, Melissa?
And she says, "I'll need a few things. Another mushroom tea to start, and a lock of your hair," she says to Sloane.
Allow me to sort the tea.
Oh my god!
I look to Prof in like disbelief, like
He gives you a real stern, but it's bad look. Like,
may I ask what you want to do with my hair?
She's gonna say no.
You're asking me to be your eyes. I need something of yours to channel through.
Right, I take out a small pair of scissors and bundle it up, hand it over.
She produces a small, a very small like bowl, like a ceramic, or maybe like a beaten copper bowl or something like that, and she's going to set it on the table. She pulls out a couple other almost like she's cooking. Almost like she's cooking. She's got some materials and reagents that she's produces from beneath her clothing, and she quickly puts a little dash of this, a little dash of that, and with your hair, the lock of your hair on top, she's going to split it in half, and she's going to pocket half of it, and put the remainder in, and she's going to douse it with a small vial of clear liquid, and drop a small match into it. It will sort of flame up and fizzle and crackle, and then this violet smoke will begin to curl out of it. This thin plume of violet smoke. She's going to take a deep inhale of that smoke, and her cat-like pupils are going to expand into saucer shapes that fill her entire iris.
Mm-hmm.
I lean into Les like, is this normal?
Nothing is normal with her.
Great.
One tea, madame.
Don't touch her! Don't touch her!
Ah.
Don't look at her eyes.
Oh god.
You took half the lock, man. She only needed half of it.
I won't tell you what she could do with it. I'm not. No. It will just stress you out.
She says, she begins to speak. She says, devil, fish, crow, foot, dark. And she'll give you a time, and there's 4 words. And she says, inconspicuous boat, spirit wardens.
Devil, fish, crowfoot, dark, a certain time, inconspicuous boat, spirit wardens.
Yeah, I can't remember what time is in Blades, but I think this would be the equivalent of like 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Sure.
Could you say the words again?
Yeah. Devil, fish, crowfoot, dark, 1 a.m., inconspicuous boat, spirit wardens.
So devil is probably either Devil's Furnace or Devil's Bridge. And it's right next to the fish market.
Ooh. Anything about crows?
We have the Crow's Neck. That's the river.
Wait, where are you? Hold on. Ping it.
Hello, ping.
Just left click and hold.
And then you can ask clarifying questions.
There we
Clarifying and follow-up questions as well.
Oh, clarifying follow-up questions. Oh, he can, yeah.
There's also the Devilfish Canal here.
Yep.
Yeah. Ask some clarifying questions. Maybe she can help.
Crow's Foot Precinct, Devil's Foot Canal. Are on the right there.
Okay, crow's foot, devil
precinct.
fish.
Spirit Wardens.
Yep.
Follow-up questions.
I mean, yeah. What's a follow-up question to this?
And if you don't have any, it's fine. I'm not like holding anything back. I just
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know.
if you think of something that I haven't thought of, I can give you some information.
1 a.m. Is this I don't know what a good clarifying question would be. Is this what's going to happen next, or is this something that's already happened?
Yeah, this is the next time that bodies will be dumped, and the place.
Okay, cool. So we can then set that up. I would assume.
Just anywhere from the start of Devilfish Canal to the Crowsfoot
eh,
Precinct.
Yeah, Devilfish, Crowfoot, dark. I'm assuming it just means like it's dark outside.
It
Either
could be
dark
the
where they
Ash
are.
Way.
Dark. I don't see anything that says
Could not
dark.
that not be like the Ash Way?
Well, you can clarify. Yeah, she says dark, like as in nighttime.
Okay, yeah,
Ah,
yeah. And then
okay.
inconspicuous boat, 1 a.m. So yeah, I would say it's anywhere along this canal.
Yep.
Either going down the Crow's Neck or coming out of the Crow's Foot Precinct, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, if
Hmm.
I can get up somewhere high enough, I'm pretty sure I could get a good eye along the whole canal.
This inconspicuous boat has me worried. The fact that the gondoliers wouldn't see something entering the Dovefish Canal
Unless it was another gondolier
could be, yeah.
working
Oh,
with the
could be.
spirit wardens.
Well, I'm concerned that the spirit wardens their entire motto is the control and the eradication of spirit influence on Duskfall as a whole. They are wardens of spirits. That's their purpose. So I'm concerned that they might be either, if they are involved, then that's a very radical faction of them, or they've changed their minds, or maybe worse, someone's using them.
Yeah, so another clarifying question, I guess. When
Yeah.
she says inconspicuous boat, does it mean like it's hidden, or is it like something somebody wouldn't expect? What does she mean by inconspicuous?
Well, spirit wardens have. If you see a spirit warden vessel, you recognize it as a spirit warden vessel. This does not look like a spirit warden vessel, yet it houses spirit warden occupants.
Oh, so yeah, it's
Hmm.
not a spirit warden vessel. It's something else, but they're in it.
Are the spirit wardens? Would she know the spirit wardens are the good or the bad guys in this situation? Are they the ones that have been kidnapped, or are they the kidnappers?
And she says, I see 2 occupants, 3 occupants. One of them is hollow, cast aside, or cast into the water by the spirit warden.
That is incredibly disturbing, if true.
Now, to be fair, all of the well, all the higher society people, such as the spirit wardens and and such, they have their rotten eggs, and they are there for a reason, so that people with money can exploit it, or people with power.
The spirit wardens believe in a incredibly swift response to any death. They're the ones who are dispatched more often than not when the ravens are let loose upon a death. Mainly because a body is. It's now making more sense as to why they would bind the soul inside and out with the gag. But if they are the ones curating these hollows, which they may not, they may be disposing them in such a way, but it's highly, I think it's more likely what you're saying. There's some form of back end deal going on here.
Yes, and I don't believe the entire spirit wardens are in on this. I believe there are a couple of individuals at most acting for their own greed.
And Melissa says, I dare not look closer.
That's fine.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you for my tea.
No problem. Thank you for that very interesting experience. Please don't use this hair for something nefarious.
Are you going to use my hair for something nefarious? And I look like genuinely like terrified.
It's her hair now, but please don't.
And she says, "Of course not." And then she'll smile.
Shit.
Do I know if that's a lie?
Yeah, that's a lie.
Yeah.
A conditional lie.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Okay, so there's some more information. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to gather information with or about?
I think we should be good. Hopefully, maybe we can have the titulars at either end of the maybe some titulars or gondoliers
That's
in the
what I was
barley.
gonna say. Yeah, like
Yeah.
get some ticklers along this canal as well. We got what, 6 of them? And put 3 somewhere else, and then wherever we want to sit. As long as I can get up somewhere high, I can get pretty good target as well.
Yeah,
I think we should immediately inform the gondoliers about the barley. Maybe they can keep an eye on that and the
Oh,
crow's
yeah.
foot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I was about to suggest having 3 of our goons, ticklers, like in the barley, and the other 3 at the end of the Devilfish Canal, just in case the Spirit Wardens are trying to get away.
Yeah. There's a cinder bridge as well. It goes all the way through.
Okay.
True.
And I don't want to plan too much.
Yeah,
a lot of that can be done in using the flashback system. So as the need arises. So it sounds like we're moving into score territory. Unless there's any more information.
I think we're good. If you feel like we got enough time to jump into a score.
I think so.
Yeah. I'm happy to stay up. It doesn't bother me none. But if you've got things to do.
I don't think this should be too bad. This shouldn't be too bad. I think we can do it. So let's step into planning and engagement. What kind of approach are you guys going to go with here?
Probably stealth.
I feel like this is it could be several. I think stealth is probably the most efficient because we're trying to stealthily advance on them as they are approaching the canal, which makes some sense. It could also be deception because we're trying to lure them in, or it could also be assault because we're planning to go in on them, aren't we? We're not planning to let them roll on past.
I don't think it's deception because I don't think we're using anything in particular to lure or trick or manipulate. Like they're already gonna do this. We already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, true.
So I like the idea of stealth, or I think stealth is pretty good.
Yeah, because assault. This is more of an ambush, not an assault. I would say.
Yeah, I think it's stealth personally.
Stealth sounds good.
Yeah.
So what is the point of infiltration?
The Devilfish Canal.
Okay. Anywhere in particular on the Devilfish Canal, or?
I think probably specifically either the Crow's Foot precinct or one of the. Where does Lester want to park up? Because that's probably where we're going to get our first entry.
Yeah. Where would you say like the highest building is? Is this you showing me, or is this you just like scanning over?
I'm looking around.
Okay. I see you like flitting around, but I don't know if you're like telling me anything.
No, so unfortunately, no matter what building you're on, even I was going to say this one here would be the tallest, where my cursor's at right now. It's still the channel. It's still going to be obscured by these other buildings that are set up across the canal essentially. So like the canal travels under a lot of these buildings.
Yeah, I can see that. Perhaps though, are these bridges here?
Yeah.
Is there like passageways or somewhere I could hole up in there? You know how like under a lot of like highway bridges they got those like beams or like little pigeons will like hold up their nests and stuff.
Yeah, so so you can sit like under a bridge and see like the whole of the
Yeah, yeah,
canal.
the whole canal, yeah. And if that's not a thing, that's okay. I can still at least like maybe right here hole up still and just keep an eye on what I can see when it does emerge.
Yeah, I think you could maybe do that from any bridge or under any building. Like find supports to nest on, or in the case of a bridge, maybe bridges might be a little. Well, it's got room for a boat to pass through. So yeah, I think you could set up under one of those.
Yeah, sure. I can do, I guess, the midway point here with this one.
Okay,
That way, kind of have like equal opportunity this way and that way.
and so that will be kind of the point of infiltration right there at the intersection
Yes.
of the barley and the.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Does that sit well with everybody else?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
You guys choose how much stuff you want to bring for your loadout.
Yeah, I think I'm picking normal.
Let me look.
I think I'm going light loadout. So I'm thinking, I don't know where we should be perched or anything, but like acting like two drunkards on the street. That seems like a plan.
Yeah, mine is normal too.
Okay. And then we'll go ahead and roll the engagement roll. So let's see.
1D for sheer luck.
1D
Yep,
for sheer
14
luck.
roll. And then major advantage, disadvantage.
Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
We are against a spirit warden, and if we do piss them off, that is a serious enemy to make. But that's assuming something we don't know. So, yeah, I'd say no, not really.
Okay. Is the operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
No.
Does the plan's detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they are weakest?
They
Yes.
aren't expecting it, so I would say yeah.
Excellent. Do they have a particular defenses or special preparations? No.
I don't think so, yeah.
And can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
I mean, Ballista did. I don't know if that counts though, because she got us here.
The gondoliers are inevitably going to be
Oh yeah, that's
helping
right.
us. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the
Okay.
gondoliers too.
All right, so you get a plus plus D for that. And are there any other elements that we need to consider?
I don't think so.
The fact that it may be a negative or a positive, I think it's probably a bit of both, is the fact that we're working off intel given to us by Melissa, which may not be wholly accurate because she's doing it by a fortune, right? She's predicting something that might happen. So I feel like could be either because she is his rival at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, it just depends. I guess that's up to John and what he wants to roll there.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly. So yeah, I think feel free to add or take away for the fact that we're working on a prediction of someone who doesn't like us.
I think I'm gonna leave it as is.
cool. So is that 3? 1 for sheer, exposes them, and we have contacts helping. 3D.
Yep.
Yep.
Come on.
Go ahead and roll it.
Oh,
no.
we roll it? I thought you rolled it.
Oh yeah, I roll it, don't I?
Yeah, that's why I was like, I thought you rolled it.
Sorry, I get you so used to not having to roll.
Yeah.
Hey, not bad. Look at that.
Yeah. I'll do.
Yep, 5 is a mixed result. You're in a risky position when the action starts. So, while you guys are sitting at the intersection there, are you guys in a boat? Are you on the bridge? I know Les is probably like on a bridge, right? Or yeah, or under a bridge. Sloan and Prof, are you guys in a boat? Or are you like on the side, like on the streets?
I'd imagine that I don't know if this is a flashback or not, but I'd imagine that we've got gondoliers on either side of the Devilfish Canal, between the Great Canal and the Crow's Foot, and then maybe me and Sloan. Where do you want to be?
I'm honest with dealer's choice.
Maybe we've got the ticklers in the barley, and me and you are like near Ashway, looking it over, like around here.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Yeah, we can act like we're two nobles out on a friendly jaunt with our fancy outfits and whatnot.
Yeah, of course. We're not even acting.
No,
So you guys are on the streets then?
we're by Ashway near the Fisher Court. So
Okay.
it's over here. Yeah.
All right. All right. Les, you're sitting there waiting. You guys are sort of making your way around Ashway, and Les, you're going to be looking down the canal, and in the darkness, you're going to see a small lantern light up at the entrance to the canal. It's going to steadily sort of make its way towards you. And it's going to continue to move under the bridge, like towards the bridge that you are under, and it's going to move past you.
Okay, yeah. Send Tiberius to alert everybody. Make a roundabout flashback. There's a call Tiberius has that the canal is on its way. Tweet, 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 tweet,
I'm so slow. Did you catch my ear was a bit
tweet,
blocked.
tweet, tweet, tweet.
It's like a weird bird or something. I don't know.
Oh, it's Tiberius. Oh, it's
Who?
it's Les's
Tweet,
bird.
tweet, tweet.
I think it's letting us know the boat's coming in.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then Tiberius will go to the ticklers and the gondoliers too and let them know. But yeah, I want to look through my spyglass on my rifle and see what I can see.
Okay. Well, they so as they pass under the bridge, they're going to pass actually quite close to you. Are you going to
Suck my gut? Yes.
Yeah. Will you attempt to hide?
Yes.
What action roll would you use to do that?
To hide, I would imagine prowl. I think that's kind of like the sneaky sort of one.
Yeah, sure. Because these canals are kind of not a lot of room to maneuver. Like, so if you're sitting under the bridge, there's a good chance they might see you if you don't take some kind of cover.
Risky standard, right?
Yeah, risky standard.
Partial success.
Okay. Like, what did you picture doing to sort of evade?
Yeah, so I kind of imagined that he's kind of hanging on like one of the beams, and he might be kind of like peeking down so he can get a better look. But then he'll like kind of flip back over and like stick his back like up to the, I guess, the, like, so it's level, so he's like up against it and can't be seen, like kind of in the dark.
Okay. So you like very quickly sort of slide back around and sort of shimmy up to the bridge to conceal yourself. As you do, and the boat passes beneath the bridge, you're going to hear a muffled sound and someone like some shuffling, and sorry, one second.
Right.
Okay, you're going to hear I'm going to give you a complication. You're going to hear a familiar voice, sort of whispering to furiously at another person in the boat, saying, "Shut up! What are you doing? Stop making all that racket. They're gonna hear us, and then we'll never catch them."
A familiar voice.
Yeah, you recognize this voice as immediately as Darmit.
Oh my god.
Motherfucker.
So this vessel, is this not the vessel, I'm assuming then? Or is he working with them? Like, what is my assumption from this?
It looks inconspicuous, but as it passes underneath the bridge, they do not appear to be bronze-masked spirit wardens.
Ugh, God, yeah, so I'm face palming. And I'm like, oh god, how do I fucking relay this? Oh.
Meanwhile, Prof and Sloan, you guys are on the way. What are you doing? You see, and as you approach the bridge, or the side of the channel here, you'll see a lone boat maneuvering down the channel with a single lamp lit. It's not providing a whole lot of light, but it's maybe casting some shadows here and there.
We might. Is that the first boat we've seen since we heard the signal?
Yeah.
And we might assume that's the one, right? We
That
probably
would-
would.
Yeah, that's the signal. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna say I'm gonna like to declare the flashback if possible and say
Okay.
that we'll also use Tiberius to inform the gondoliers and the ticklers to give them the call that the boat is on its way. So I think that would have either happened and then the gondoliers and the ticklers would act on their own accord, or myself and Sloan would be getting into positions to board it when they show up blocking it from either side. So the operation might be, happening because we think this is the right boat.
Yeah, you can see the gondola. You can see two gondolier boats moving up the barley and cutting off access to that to that waterway. I don't know if you probably couldn't see the ticklers at the other end of the Devilfish Canal.
Probably not, no. So it's foggy as well, right?
Yeah.
Or is it perpetual fog? I don't know about Sloan, but I think Hammy would be getting his load out and getting the fine spirit mask out, because this allows him to peer into the ghost veil, and if he's this close, he should be able to identify a hollow, because they wouldn't have a presence in the ghost veil at all. There wouldn't be a light if he's looking directly at them. It's not like having X-ray vision. It's not quite right, but it's like there's a spirit in that boat, and if there's an absence of one, it's pretty obvious.
It's like heat vision.
Kinda, yeah. Like, I don't want to give it too much credence because I feel like it might just be a bit broken. Because I could just look into a building and see various things. So just to kind of self-nerf it a bit. I feel like
I think you might see the spirit, but no context. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So you can't like see what they're doing. It's like it's kind of like Soul Eater. You can see like the the goofy little spirit thing, but like no context of the person.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. That you could, anything else that happens, but the absence of one could probably be seen, I reckon.
Yeah. So you see three spirits on that boat,
and yeah, there's no missing ones, which is.
Yeah.
Prof probably finds a bit weird at first. He's maybe raising suspicions that this might not be the right one because of what we were told, but yep, I don't think that's enough for him to act on that. That's me. What's Sloan up to?
Yeah, I think Sloan was approaching the canal with one pistol drawn, like ready to halt the progress. But if the Prof isn't acting on anything and like standing back, I think he's gonna look to Prof like, is this not the one? Did we miss the signal or?
No, we definitely heard the signal and the other boats are entering, but it disturbs me greatly that all spirits are present on that boat, and we were told to expect one missing. There was no hollow on that boat, not that I can see. As he adjusts the gems, which act as the crystal eyes of the mask.
Should we just let it pass then?
I genuinely don't know. I don't want us to miss it. And I think we act very soon unless we hear otherwise. Declare a flashback that if it's a false negative, Tiberius gives a different signal.
Les, back to you. So you heard Darmit's voice, and and he's approaching the point of contact, the infiltration point.
Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming at some point Tiberius will, after he circles, he'll come back to me. So while I've been waiting and I've seen him pass, I'm scrawling like on a piece of paper real quick. I'm like, it's Darmit, do not interact. And I'll be like, go take this to each of them. 3 pieces of paper. Go, Tiberius. And Tiberius is like, tweet, 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 tweet. And then he will fly his rings. And then while I do that, though, I want to make sure there's nothing coming down the end of the canal as well. Just to make sure.
There is something coming the other way towards Darmit.
Tiberius, come back. Tiberius, no! Tiberius!
A good bird.
So Tiberius will deliver the first note to everybody about the first boat. And now the second boat is coming, and I want eyes on it, if I may.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
From the so you can probably see a quick glint of a reflection of a bronze masked individual on board, which is the signature Spirit Warden uniform. And it looks like that boat is going to intersect paths with Darmit a little further up the channel here, probably close to probably just in between Ashway and Wicker Alley here. Oh, I can't hear you. Did you have push to talk on?
Sorry, yeah. So if I'm here and you said where they're gonna like intercept here.
Yeah, if you're there,
Okay.
it looks like they're probably gonna intercept there.
So all I see is one spirit warden, right?
2.
There's 2. I definitely see 2. So can I do a flashback and back to asking the group, like, so if I see them coming, do you want me to shoot immediately? Do you want me to bring them down, or do you want me to let them pass and have us deal with it on the way there?
I think an ideal ambush would assaulting it from all sides all at once. So mayhaps you fire the opening gong, let's say, and the rest of us can get right to it.
Sounds good. And then, yeah, so that means I will point and aim while Tiberius delivers the message about the first ghost.
Tweet, tweet, false alarm, tweet, tweet.
All right. Are you taking a shot?
Yes, I will use my hunt as I do.
Go on.
Risky standard.
Risky stand.
Oof. Can I push myself?
Yeah.
So that's what, another D?
Yeah, I
Yep.
think it's 2 stress?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's stress.
Damn it.
So you're about to take the shot, and Darmit's boat intersects with your line of sight.
Oh shit.
So now, as he's drawing closer to this boat, and it looks like he's going to try to make contact as well. So I'm going to say you lose this opportunity to fire on the Spirit Warden as Darmit intersects the path.
God damn it.
You're steadily like lining up the shot. It's gonna be the perfect shot, and then fucking Darmit's ugly mug just fills the fucking scope. Like,
Damn it. Yeah, and I'm just like, we'll like lower the gun again. Tiberius coming down to Prof and Sloan. Tweet, 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 tweet.
you're gonna get that message, but you're also gonna be able to see that there's 2 boats in the canal now. One coming, one going. One was the one you saw going in one direction. The other one's now coming towards you, and you're gonna get the message that says that one of the boats was Darmit.
Well, which one is it, bird friend? Come on.
I guess you would assume that it would be the first one you saw, the one that was going past where Les was. Yeah.
Does the
Tiberius
other
would probably be like,
yeah,
It's like
talon.
the other boat probably also has like a hole in it where the spirit used to be, so there'd be like a slight void if that's the one.
Yeah, and so you're gonna see as this other boat comes into the field of vision here, you're gonna pick up on that as well. There is 3 of those in there.
3 voids.
3 voids.
It's that one over there. Yes, that is the one. It has the voids in it. I do believe maybe they're in cahoots. Maybe we just jump them both.
I think jump them both.
I think jump them. Okay, let's wait for the gong, shall we?
Fucking no, so move your fat fucking head, you stupid fucking.
Les, maybe you can maybe you can move to like find a better angle or a better shot.
Like reposition. Yes, I would love to reposition.
Okay, I'll describe it to me.
Yeah, so like I'm again imagining the beam, so I'm like, Just leap to one beam, to the next beam, to the next point. Still not good enough. Beam, back a beam, this beam, peak. Like, trying to get
It's
that perfect angle.
It's the weirdest game of hopscotch you've ever seen.
Lanky ass legs and all. Alright, and I guess I will try again.
Okay, now that you've repositioned yourself, you can hear another boat coming up from behind you. Let's see. The bird probably went to Prof and Sloan first, and then maybe the gondoliers, and then the last one would have been the ticklers, but they're already halfway up the canal behind you now, closing in and about to come out of the bridge. You can kind of hear their boat moving in the water, and you can hear some of the ticklers whispering furtively to one another. Was that the signal? I think that was the signal. I don't know.
Hey, don't mess it. Hey. I'll keep my head down. It's that boat, not that one.
Which one?
Would you be quiet? I'm trying to make my shot. That one.
Which one?
That boat. Shut up.
Do you want us to go or no?
Let me make my opening shot first.
All right, boss.
And I'm gonna try again. I need some good luck vibes, y'all.
I'll be.
Hey! There we go.
Hey.
Partial success.
You got this, boss.
Thank you,
Got Chief.
Dinkles.
Boss man, big boss.
Blood
Yeah.
shart. Thank you.
All right, and so you're trying to take a shot on one of the one of the spirit wardens. Okay, so you success, you do it, but there's a consequence. So just describe what you're doing essentially.
So yeah, after I bitch at the ticklers, I imagine I'm like kind of laying down again on the beam and just peeking around the edge of it, and I've got my sights on them, and then I just get right up on that one bronze mass motherfucker and.
Okay, so the and you have the silencer too, don't you? So the shot is going to be made just as Dartmouth's boat is sort of pulling up to this other boat, and you're going to see that the bronze mask sort of like jerk suddenly, and the mask is going to go flying into the air. The person that you fired upon is going to fall backwards in the boat. The other spirit warden is going to react quickly and put their hands up and like in a sort of surrendering motion. And Darmit is going to pull out his weapon, and the other two people that he is with are going to do the same. You're going to hear Darmit say, "Who's firing? Stop that! Stop that shooting! Who made that shot? They almost nearly got me. You guys working with somebody?" And then let's a complication. After the shot goes off, Prof and Sloan, you're gonna hear movement from your side, actually on the streets, as 2 or 3 blue coats push past you.
Hello.
Bloody hell. Alright.
Everything under control. We heard a shot.
They're not like
Gone.
yeah, they're not conversing with you. They're just like pushing past you towards the direction of Darmit's voice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I do believe we aren't the only ones interested in this particular score.
Doesn't seem like it now.
I
Quite a popular spot for this time of night.
I don't really believe it's in our best interest to. But it's the only lead we've got. Damn it.
Hmm. we could pay them off.
No, David has a thing out for one of our other members. He is a particular rival of his, unfortunately, and paying him off is unlikely. Also, we've implicated the Bluecoats in a few other matters.
What if we turn him into Darmit? He's been in a coma in the lair for like the past how many sessions? We'll just turn him in.
I mean, we do need to end some wanted levels, so
Yeah, there you go. Turn
I could suggest too, if it's not out of place for me to suggest things, but I will point out that Sloan, I don't think Darmit knows Sloan.
Ah, yes.
yeah.
He has seen my face, but that's about it.
But yes, this is the perfect time for you to maybe interject on your behalf. Just don't say you're from our organization. Say you're from somebody else's. Maybe you can talk your way into this interrogation. How do you think about that, Sloan?
Well, we can certainly try.
Smooth talk.
Give old crows for try, you know.
Yes, quite right.
So Darmit's shouting loudly. There are Bluecoats on either side of the shore, or either side of the canal, with weapons aimed at this boat. The Spirit Warden has put his hands up and is loudly protesting their innocence, and you can hear Darmit saying, "Oh my God! Look at these bodies! What are you freaks doing? Get them to shore."
I'd like to declare a flashback that I told Sloan everything I could earlier about hollows, so he would know what he was talking about telling Darmit about them.
Okay.
I pretty casually approach the canal where the indication is happening.
Yeah, they've pulled the boat to the shore. They're kind of standing there, trying to figure out what to do with the hollows that are in the boat. But they've got the two spirit wardens detained. One of them is completely unconscious. The other one is again protesting their innocence and loudly being told to shut up. And they're in the process of being arrested. And Darmit's kind of like trying to figure out what to do with the hollows here.
Yeah, I casually stroll up to him. So what seems to be the problem, officers? Bit of a hollow situation we got on our hands.
Darmit's going to turn and say, "Who are you, and what do you know about it? Are you working with these fools? How'd you know we got hollows in this boat? Who are you anyway?"
Well, you see, Sloan, private investigator. I've been tracking these fools for, well, almost months now at this point. See, these bodies have dropped all around the crow's nest, all around in general. And, well, I was on stakeout, but it seems you got to them first.
Damn right I did. Yeah, we're taking this one in. This is going on my record. I'll be known as Darmit, the Hollow Snatcher.
Well, that sounds absolutely lovely. What do you intend to do with the hollows?
Well, I don't know. I guess we'll burn them or something. I don't know.
You see, this is quite a predicament. At least I would like to know how and why and who have created these hollows, and these two wardens are the only ones with that information.
You ask a lot of questions for an investigator. You got any ID on you?
Well, like I said, Sloan is my name. Bernadotte's the last.
And he'll flash his badge and expect you to do the same.
I, hastily whip out a fake. Fucking. Can I do that instead of?
There might be an item or something. Yeah.
Well,
There might be an item.
Didn't you like rob some guy of his uniform in the ironworks and like his
Oh,
ID as well?
True.
I did, but I don't think that idea would work out. What is the items I can actually add? Subterfuge supplies. There we go.
Yeah.
There you
perfect.
go.
Yeah. Theatrical makeup kit, selection of blank documents, ready for portraits. Flashback. I prepared a fake investigation. Yeah. No, fake badge and everything.
May cause some stress because we're actually injecting a new asset essentially.
Yeah. So
Too stress.
I'll either
Yeah.
I'll either let you make a roll or or spend the 2 stress to just have this done.
I'll spend the stress. Absolutely no issues.
Okay. So he'll look over your documentation. He said, crow's foot. Well, I guess technically this would be your jurisdiction, wouldn't it? Well, now since I apprehended, why don't we split this 50-50? How about, what do you say to that?
Now you're the kind of man I like. Let's see, should we shake on that? And then I make I'll reach out my hand and I will try and make a ghost contract with him about splitting it 50-50.
Okay. Do we need to be, like, how specific do we need to be with this?
When you shake on a deal and you and your partner, human or otherwise, both bear a mark of your oath. I don't know if it has to be super specific. It's just like if either breaks the contract, they take the level 3 harm cursed.
Okay.
So if he tries to like swindle me out of the splitting one warden for another, he will get level 3 harm.
Well, he's talking about taking them in together and then like splitting the credit, like with the with the capture 50-50. I don't know if that. Yeah. But if you wanted to try to maneuver him into agreeing to something else, you can totally do that.
Yeah. How about this instead? How about, because I don't really care for the credit that much. It would be great on my resume, but I'm more interested in the knowledge that these 2 wardens might possess. How about we change the story? That there's one spirit warden acting on this accord. I take the other one in for questioning on my part. You take the other one. You get the full credit. You become the hero on Duskwall.
He says, all right, well, it sounds like a good idea. I'll tell you what. Let's do it. You take one of these guys, and I'll take the other guy in, and I'll get all the credit.
No one will ever hear my name except for you, sir.
That's actually pretty true, isn't it? He says, yeah, but here, you get to take the unconscious one, though.
Well, that is only fair, isn't it? Did he get shot?
And he says, oh yeah, I think they got a third accomplice somewhere. Missed me by a hair, trying to assassinate me. I got my men out looking for the third, for the shooter right now. And then we're gonna switch over to Les real quick.
That's all I need to hear.
What is that?
That's
What
Tiberius
is that?
returning.
Yeah, that's me riding off on Tiberius.
Yeah.
So bluecoats are pretty much like on top of the bridge above you, and they've sort of like moved in. Like they're looks like they're beginning to try to look under the bridge as well. They're looking for the shooter, trying to figure out where the bullet would have come from. So they're actively searching the area. What do you do?
I'm a prowl.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a sneaky little sneaky snack.
The tickler's gonna be like, boss, what do you want us to do?
Oh, let's sneaky little sneaky snake out of here together, y'all. Give me the boat. I know the way out. Let me prowl this bitch out of here.
Yeah, sure, boss. Hop in.
Boys go under deck. Look, it's just me. Got my street clothes on. Oh, girl. I'm one sneaky little snaky snake. And
Beautiful.
yeah, I'm gonna go the way that the gondoliers are in the Tickler's boat, and I'm gonna be like, no, I'm gonna turn around, go home.
And with the gondoliers, you will disappear around down the barley.
The barley, yes.
Yep. Prof and Sloan, what are you doing?
Well, I suppose Prof is trying to stay out of sight and out of the way because he doesn't really want Damon to see him or anyone else. So he'll probably just keep walking like he doesn't have anything to do with this. Like, oh my, this is a terrible this is dangerous. So I must away. This is a terrible state of affairs.
I think Sloan dragging away the unconscious. Fucking God. I think we'll meet on like maybe the other end of the Ashway building.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, and then perhaps making our way through the Fisher Court, jump into our tugboat
Okay.
again in the canal.
All right, so we can all be back together again. The score, I guess, can be officially over. Congratulations.
Well done.
And then I think let's take a look at. I assume you want to interrogate the spirit warden.
Yeah, I think we will be doing that. Yeah.
All right. So lay out that scene for me real quick. We'll make it an information gathering scene.
Okay.
What does that look like?
Well, I've got some truly horrific ideas. I hope someone's got a nicer one.
What, torture?
Well, it's something that he particularly would hate, being a spirit warden, that's for sure.
And what's that?
Compelling a ghost, attuning to the ghost field, and giving it the command to extract information by any means from this person. He would be assaulted by a ghostly visage, which, of course, he hates, being a spirit warden.
I mean, that doesn't sound too bad.
It's pretty horrific, really. Like, when you think about it.
Oh yeah,
You're asking, it may eat parts of his soul. It really is up to John if we say that, to how dark he wants to take it his own way.
Well, I'm gonna say the spirit warden wakes up.
Yeah.
At some point. But like, how do you have them restrained, like tied to a chair in your base or somewhere else, or?
We probably got him on one of the boats with the gondoliers and the Ticklers present, I would imagine, and we're probably in a gondola controlled area that the gondoliers regularly patrol, so hopefully we don't get snuck up on by anybody else.
Excellent. In that case, Azel is there.
Yeah, perfect.
So
yeah, I'll at least say arms tied behind his back, like at the bare minimum.
Yeah, maybe check his mouth for any, like cyanide pills or anything. While we were there.
Take out any fake teeth he has.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. And so yeah, his mask was already removed because it got shot off. But the first thing you're gonna notice about him is that he's extremely young. Like he couldn't be he couldn't be any older than maybe one of your students, Prof.
Is he one of the students?
Give me...
Roll a d6.
Give me a fortune roll.
Ooh.
Remind me again what fortune is. How many rolls?
I think it's,
Isn't it just a d6?
fortune roll. When you make a fortune roll, you may assess any trait rating to determine the
Oh.
dice pool of the roll.
Thank you. In that case, it will be well, a study, I'd imagine. Been trying to think about his face and seeing if I've seen any of the books.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Standard. We have a partial success.
So for a 5 fortune roll, it says mixed result, limited partial effect, or whatever. I don't know if that's applicable here, but
This is absolutely you've seen this. Well, actually, where do you teach?
At Duskwall University, so only the upper echelon go there. It's in the same. It's in the government district.
That's what I thought. So yeah, you definitely recognize this. This as one of your as a student. This is not like a really wealthy student. This is actually like probably like if whatever the equivalent of like getting in on a scholarship is like in Duskwall.
He's a lower ranked noble, or getting in on the dole. Yeah. Okay.
That's Duskov's equivalent of football.
yes.
Well, I don't want him to know that I know him, so I think if as he wakes and I immediately make that recognition, I'm like, oh shit, this is the worst case scenario in a way. So I think he'll turn around, put on the mask, ditch the cane, maybe dirty himself up a bit.
I give you another cane.
Oh, thank you. This one's wait. Yeah. This one's far too gaudy. No.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta do.
I give you a third cane.
You gotta your poor cane,
Yes.
and you gotta tuck the cross stitch.
Yeah, I hide all that. Yeah, the lapel is gone. I've dirtying up the jacket a bit with like just grabbing some water, just covering in it. I think at that point, turn around. And I just very quickly whisper, this is one of my students.
But more notably, one of your students, and definitely not a spirit warden.
No. Good point. Unless, well, I mean, I don't know who's a part of the spirit warden, unless it's something that young, but I doubt it. Normally, spirit wardens are people of great power. And this, coming in from a scholarship, doesn't come from any wealth or history. It's unlikely that they would have recruited him. Which I would, of course, relay to Lester and to Sloan, who are most likely, leading this particular interrogation.
I look to Lester. So, bad cop, good cop? Or reverse?
Why not?
He's a kid. I really don't want to unleash a ghost upon him, so that would be ideal. Please and thank you.
Okay, yeah.
So he will stir and wake up and immediately start freaking out, like, "Oh, where am I? What's going on? Who are you?"
Hey, buddy. So we're just going to ask you a couple of questions. We're a bit curious about what you've been up to recently with the whole, warden get-up.
His lips will begin to quiver, but he will say, who are you?"
Well, that's a question we'll ask you, young man.
Are you bluecoats?
We'll tell you this. You're safe for now. And that's all you need to know until, we got some answers ourselves. So, what were you doing dressed up as a spirit warden?
You're not bluecoats, are you?
Answer the question. I'll pull out my gun and hold it at him.
You see, you should have answered the question when I asked it.
Answer or you're losing a finger.
Oh God. Shit. It was supposed to be bluecoats. And he's going to start searching for anything to say that could get him out of the situation. He says, I was just dumping the bodies. I was just doing what I was told.
Do I see a lip quiver? Do I see like lots of blinking? Like, is this a truthful statement?
Yeah, this is true.
Okay. Okay. So you don't know where the bodies come from.
And he says, no, they're already in the boat when I get on the boat.
Hmm. But do
That's
you
a lie.
know
That's a
who
lie.
put- Ah. Hmm. See, buddy, there are things in this world scarier than the end of his barrel. Now tell me, honestly, where did the bodies come from?
And let's do a gather information roll. What would you like to use?
Oh Lord. I suppose sway.
Okay.
Right. Just risky standard, right? Nothing special.
Yeah, just gather information. Nice.
Nice.
Noise.
He says, look, I don't want to die. I don't want to get in trouble. I can't get kicked out of Duskfall Academy.
So you're a student,
Yes.
and not a particularly rich one, are you?
He says, look, I'm just doing this to get in Lord Mora's good graces.
Ah, fuck.
And whose good graces?
Lord Mora, he's one of the teachers at the academy. He's
Did he put you up to this?
well, not him specifically, but I mean, I've seen the bodies. This is only something that he could do. And he seems pleased that I'm helping out with this. You don't understand. He would never incriminate himself specifically, but I know it's him.
Good. Very good.
Is it all just students pretending to be spirit wardens?
No, it's just the two of us.
Just you two all around Duskfall doing this. All those bodies, you're handling this by yourself?
What do you mean? There's only been like 4 or 5.
Kid, this is going on everywhere.
This is a lot bigger than you think.
Look, I didn't know about any of that. Please, please, you have to believe me. Just please. I don't
Is he
want to
lying?
die.
Is he lying?
No, he's not.
Hmm.
No, he seems to not know anything about the rest of the bodies, at least.
Yeah, I was going to put my cigarette on him, but then I'll just toss it onto the ground and step on it. Well, we got a name.
And unfortunately, we have a flunking student on our hands now.
Hmm.
Probably trying to act tough, like he's a local rough guy, like not
He's
saying
almost
anything,
trying
arms
too
crossed.
hard, like...
Yeah, it looks so out of place.
Channel your inner tickler.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have a kid on our hands. What do we do with him?
Please, please, my aunt she can pay a ransom. Anything.
Not about that. Not about your death either, but I want you to keep your trap shut.
You don't seem particularly good at that.
Please, she's very wealthy. Cynthia Fletcherson.
Oh, fuck me.
Ah.
Know her?
That's... If you were a noble, you'd know her name, so, don't worry about it. Let the kid go. Forget our faces. Ticklers, actually. Bag over his head. Take him somewhere.
Well, actually, a lot easier. See, kid, you're not ever allowed to talk about what happened here.
Of course, of course.
And by that, you will be let go. We won't speak of this. You won't get in trouble. Now, the ticklers might tickle you a little bit, but you'll have to deal with that. But I'll ensure you that we will not tell the Bluecoats or any other authority about you. If you never mention us, never tell anyone about our appearance or anything that could give us away, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Do you hear me, son?
Of course. I wouldn't say anything.
I untie him, and I reach out my hand to him.
And he'll look at it confused and then slowly shake it.
And he feels like a small burning sensation in the middle of his palm as a black X is marked into his palm, and in mine as well.
It's noticeable.
It's noticeable, and it's like it slowly fades away over a half a minute. Good. Then we have an agreement.
What is that?
You don't want to know. Never speak about this. You will never know, never have to think about it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. And sir, and he looks at Prof and he says, the Prof looks so rough, yeah, rough and ready right now.
God.
Did you just spit inside your mask?
Yes.
He's like, ooh.
Don't mind Boris the boar. He's
Oh, boys, yeah.
He doesn't.
Tickle.
Oh god. Oh my god.
And the ticklers will take this poor boy away.
Yeah. I think the ticklers are probably dying too, dude. They're like, what the fuck?
Definitely.
Yeah, dude. Bloodshart is like pointing and laughing.
Like the moment he leaves the room, Prof takes off the mask, wipes his fucking face, like, oh god, Rob.
I can see like the two newest ones like taking notes, like, oh yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Just gets a handkerchief out and wipes his face. I'm trying to maintain some form of decorum.
Spit inside the mask. So I think that's the session. You guys did complete a score, so but we can go over that after I stop the recording real quick, and all the level up stuff. But I think that's the score. Did anybody else have anything else that they needed to do or say? As far like in character.
Last chance to get your XP clues in.
All right. Well, cool. Well, this has been Blades in the Dark with the moon cursors over here at the Action Sturge. Once again, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Maddie and Eddie, so much for being here. And remember, you can catch Paul in a multitude of places. And so keep an eye out for that. And thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Sleep tight.